Module 1, CAD 134, Basic AutoCAD for Interior Design. Hi, Joe Cerrone. We're going to take a look at Module 1. The learning objectives for Module 1 are going from drafting to CAD, getting familiar with AutoCAD workspaces, understanding toolbars, getting help, customizing your screen appearance, opening and saving. And so as we navigate through, here's our textbook. And if you haven't gotten the textbook, we've included chapter 1 here for you. And so you can click on this and you'll get this AutoCAD PDF. And the learning objectives are the same as we've mapped them to D2L. As we look at this chapter, the textbook author talks a little bit about getting comfortable using AutoCAD. And so as we look at the way we will be using the textbook, the author talks about not using too much math. In other words, not using a lot of coordinate type techniques for inputting our coordinates. And so we'll use examples that are hands-on examples, like using the trim command and trimming circles. And then he's got a few ground rules as far as the way that he'll be teaching us using AutoCAD. The book is written for AutoCAD Windows version and for the Mac version. We'll be creating the videos using the Windows version, although the screen and the information for the Mac is also here. Alright, so as we start AutoCAD, when you start the 2023 version, you'll get this main splash page that starts up. I've installed AutoCAD here, and so you can see here's my main splash page. I've got AutoCAD 2023, and then it's got these tiles that'll show my last worked on drawings. AutoCAD on the Mac looks a little bit different. Some of these icons along the bottom, the icons are still the same as we start to work with, and then as we work with the interface, we talk a little bit about the command line as well. And so the way that I'm going to introduce some of this is to download this floor plan sample. And so back in Module 1 in D2L, we can just download this and open this file. And this comes with AutoCAD 2023 when you install it. And so this is just a floor plan that we can use as a point of reference. At the bottom of the screen we have these different icons, and we're going to disable those icons to start off with, just so that we can take a look at the CAD system. And so down here at the bottom, these icons are blue when they're turned on. And so if we click on that, we'll disable it, and we can then turn that on. As we look at the screen for AutoCAD, we have a number of different areas that we can look at. We have the ribbon, which is this area right here: Home, Insert, Annotate, Parametric, a number of other areas as well. We're going to concentrate on the home screen for right now. We also have another menu here across the top, and this menu is invoked with this little line with the triangle underneath it next to the airplane. And it's a menu bar, and we can hide the menu bar or we can show the menu bar. And so it allows you to have a menu bar with all the words on it. And then the newer way the interface works is with the icons, called the ribbon. And so it's redundant, but there's a couple of different ways to access the different commands. The command line is right here, and you can move these icons. And what's nice about AutoCAD is you can type in all the commands. And so if I click the mouse cursor there and I type in LINE for line, it's got intelligent contents, and what it will do is it will find all the commands that begin with the letter L. And so we can start with the line command, and then it goes into creating the first lines. We can just click with the mouse, right mouse click, and enter. So commands can be entered directly into the command line. Some commands do not have hotkeys, which means you only have to type in the first characters, and we'll go through that as we get better with AutoCAD. They show the Mac command line here as well. There are tabs down here at the bottom for model, layout, and layouts. And so if we look at the interface, that would be these tabs right here. And so here's the model tab, and then here's the layout tab. The drawing window colors can be updated and changed, and so a lot of instructors like to have the background color to be white like a piece of paper. And so what the author does is go through how to customize the background screen to be white. And I'll show you how to do that. And so to do that, what we would do is we would go into our AutoCAD and we would right mouse click, and then we would go to Options. And under Options, under Display and Colors, we can set the color. And so I believe the default is black. We can apply and close that and OK it. And so you can see you can customize the screen, and you're welcome to keep the background color as you see fit. I recall that when I first started using AutoCAD, the color was cyan for the main background. I'm not so sure I really like that though. So again, you can go into your AutoCAD, right mouse click, go to Options, click on the Display tab, Colors, and then you can set the background color for 2D model space. Apply and close and OK that. Continuing. As we look at the screen, we have the UCS icon, the view cube, and the navigation bar. And so as we look at our AutoCAD, here's our UCS icon. UCS stands for User Coordinate System. And it's basically a big piece of graph paper with the x-axis going horizontal and the y-axis going vertical. Our view cube is used to be able to change and look at things from different angles. And then this panel here is used for things like panning. And so if I choose pan, if I choose zoom extents, it'll zoom everything in the drawing. If I click on something, I can delete it by hitting the icon like erase. Zoom extents. Orbit is used for 3D. We'll come into that later. And you can also do some animations and things. The big red A allows you to go through and take a look at a number of different commands that are within AutoCAD. And so the application menu browser is kind of like your home screen, where you can start a new drawing, open a drawing, save as, import, and the author goes through all these different aspects to working with these commands. And so as we start off with AutoCAD, we'll be able to open the floor plan drawing from D2L. If you want, you can save it. If you use save as, you can save it to a different location, and then closing the drawing. And the Mac is pretty much the same. File types within AutoCAD have a .dwg drawing extension. DXF is also used. It stands for Drawing Exchange File, and it's used to work on things like CAD CAM and other things that will use your CAD geometry for prototyping. And then DWT is a standard template file. And so you can save the drawing, you can say save as. So if I come back here into AutoCAD and I hit the big red A, I could start a new drawing, I can open a drawing, I can save my current drawing. If I say save as, I can save it, and I have the ability to save it with different drawing formats. But for right now, we're just going to go with like save as, and then we can go and, like, if I wanted to save this into my downloads, I could save it as floor plan sample and hit save. Since it's already there, it'll replace it. I'll just say yes. Again, the applications menu allows us to go through. It also keeps a history of the drawings that we opened recently. The difference between drawing by hand and AutoCAD is that AutoCAD wants you to draw things in full size. There's different ways of selecting AutoCAD commands, using the toolbars and using the ribbons and using help. And so as we take a look at some of these different commands and some of the review questions, the chapter 1 is really a very basic chapter. It goes through some of the ground rules for working with CAD. The AutoCAD screen. The difference between the AutoCAD for Windows and the Mac version. Some of the status bars and icons. Model space and layout tabs. Changing the color of the interface. How to do that with a Windows version and with a Mac version. And then just some of the elements within AutoCAD. The UCS icon, the view cube, the navigation bar. Being able to use the application menu. Saving files. File types. And then a summary. I'll create another video for the review questions. This ends chapter 1.